Hey guys, today I want to talk a little bit what you need to know when you first get here. There's quite a lot of things. I'm probably going to miss a few. If anybody want to leave some of those in the comments, you're welcome to leave them. I'm sure there's going to be some more added in the comment section, but I just want to touch on this. I want to touch a little bit about everything when you first get here. And what I want to talk about is this here. When you first come to the Philippines and you get off that airplane and you go through immigration and customs and all that stuff, make sure that you're very friendly with those people and don't argue with them no matter what. Just keep your voice low. If there's a problem, you're more likely to work through it being friendly to these people, because they can have you kicked out or blacklisted if you're unfriendly to these people. That's the first thing I want to say to you people. Never argue with any of these people. Never raise your voice or anything. They take it the wrong way. You know, and you can get blacklisted and booted out. And it's not something you want to do when you're trying to just freshly come in the country. Also, when you get out of the airport, here's the other thing. If you do get a Grab or a taxi, if you get a Grab, some of them are taxis, okay? And they shouldn't be putting the meter on usually. Some do, but you still pay the fee that the Grab dictated to you, okay? So it's okay for them to put the meter on, but usually they don't charge you the meter price. They charge you what Grab says. So make sure you take a picture or whatever of what Grab shows you. Also, if you're using a taxi, make sure they flick that meter on. Don't make negotiations with them. Tell them, I'm not riding with you unless the meter goes on. That's what you want. The other thing is, when you're here for a while, some of you guys are going to be staying here that are on the tourist visas. After 59 days, you can get your ACR card. It's a card that you get as a tourist here, and you can open up accounts and you can use that for things here. And it's also like an ID card here in the Philippines. It costs $50. After 59 days, you're allowed to get that, and it gives you, some rights that you can do, like opening accounts, or you can also here's another thing, your driver's license. It's good for 90 days here, okay? And if you're a SRRV holder, you can also avail yourself of using the Philippine Retirement Authority, and they'll take you over to get your card transferred over and get another driver's license for you, and you get to keep your old American driver's license, plus you'll have a Philippine driver's license. It takes about an hour. You meet them up at Quezon City, but you talk to the Philippine Retirement Authority if you're a SRRV holder. That's for those people. Also, guys, you still need these, the masks, for walking around into the malls. Some of the malls are still asking for the vaccine card. Be aware of that. A lot of the malls are still asking for it. Some of them have backed off of that, and they're not asking for that vaccination card anymore. Here in Tracy, they stopped asking for the vaccination cards, okay? A few other of the malls have also stopped asking for the vaccine cards. It seems like we're starting to back off a lot of this stuff. That's a good thing. When you're traveling, guys, be careful. Be aware of your bags and things. Sometimes, when we're first over here as tourists, we forget things. If we're carrying a bag, we might leave it in McDonald's, or we might leave it in a restaurant. It's good to have these little bag tags, and it makes your phone beep and tells you that you left your bag back. You can get them online through Lazada and everything. You can also get them through Amazon. You can get them from eBay, places like that. Also, phones. SIM cards. Almost some of the little stores sell those SIM cards. Also, the major malls sell the SIM cards. Make sure you switch your SIM card over so you have a SIM card here, and put a load on it and buy one of the plans. I tell people, just buy the data plan that does not expire. Buy like a 6 gig or 10 gig or whatever it may be. Buy that, because most people just use Messenger over here as a way to talk to people, and they call them on Messenger. And people can still call you because you have a number or what have you. So keep that in mind, guys, all right? The other thing is, when you're over here, you want to make sure you always have your phone near you. Always have it in your pocket. Don't put it on the table and have it sitting there and then you get up and walk away. I've walked away 1 or 2 times from a place, a restaurant, and then had to run back. And, thank God I have the thing where if my phone and my bag get separated more than like 15 feet, either my bag tag will start beeping, or my phone will start going off letting me know, hey, they're separated. You got to go find your bag or your phone. So that's a good thing to have. It's just it's a little thing that's like a saving grace. So you don't leave either your bag there or your phone. If you leave both there, you're kind of screwed. So the other thing is, be sure to leave a tip. over here, a lot of people are cheap Charlie when it comes to tips. Back home, they do 10 to 20% or whatever on the tips. I tell people, at least do 10% on a tip, guys. Come on. You know, I mean, let's be fair. At least 10%. I think if you're in Mall of Asia and you're using Hard Rock Cafe or using Texas Roadhouse or any of the other restaurants in there, leave 15% there for them. You know, they're working hard for their money. They're taking care of you. Most of these people take care of you pretty well. Look out for them. I know a lot of people say, well, oh, no, you shouldn't be leaving tips. And a lot of times, the Filipina that you're with will grab half that money and say, oh, no, that's too much. And then they'll put it in their pocket. It's almost like a secondary tip for your girlfriend or something. They'll stick it in their pocket. It happens over here all the time. I've heard it from other guys and everything, and even my girlfriend has told me a couple of times, you know, hey, when I first got over here, she doesn't do it anymore. Hey, you know, that's too much, and then she sticks it in her pocket or whatever and figures that's her money. But that's not unusual, okay? Don't let them do it. Don't let them do that. It's not fair. It's not fair to the person that's working that table for your girlfriend to take half of that or whatever. When you're looking for houses out there, always negotiate. If you're looking for a property out there, always negotiate. The first price is not always the best. You can usually negotiate those prices down. Also, look in different areas because some places are very pricey. General Trias is one of the areas that has both pricey and reasonable property there. You have to look around. Tracy Martera is another place where you can get reasonable properties. Tanza, another place you can get reasonable property, all just below Manila. And also there's many other places, many other islands which they have deals. And down in Cebu and north of Manila, they charge a little bit more for properties. And you get what you pay for sometimes. In some places there's just hidden gems and little diamonds in the rough, like where I live here. I mean, you can see behind me, I live right near the provincial capital. I can walk 10 minutes to where the governor is, and the mayor lives right next door to me here. And I live pretty decent, and it's secluded and quiet down here. Anybody that's come here knows that I have a nice little breeze here and everything. Seek out hidden gems if you're looking for a place. If you're looking for cooler areas, go to Baguio and Tagaytay. Now, those two places there's more down south. There are other places near Dumaguete and Cebu that you can seek out where it's cooler at night. Mindanao has places also that are cool during the day and at night. So you can seek those places out, find them. There's a lot of little hidden gems. I usually tell people I don't like going to Mindanao. Would I go there? I probably would. I was actually going to go there the other day. I backed off from going. I just told my friend that, you know, I didn't want to be like a third wheel along with him or whatever. But, you know, would I go to Mindanao? Yeah, I probably would to some places, but I don't think I would leave the city much because I just don't feel safe, or I wouldn't feel safe down there knowing everything that I've heard from down there. And there are places, even up north, even in Luzon, where there's still NPA, and it's not like it was back in the 80s or 90s anymore. It's much safer now up around Luzon. But when you travel, be aware. Don't show yourself off. Don't bring attention to yourself when you're traveling in areas that might have NPA. And they're around. Trust me, there's a couple towns over from me. There are some, you know, NPA people over there, and you got to kind of be careful. And there's like different groups, and you just, you know, be aware of that. Think about it, because you don't want to have any issues with any of these groups. Just kind of keep your profile low when you go through these areas. Just sit in the back of the car. Try to travel in a car that has tinted windows so people can't see you, and sit all the way to the back if possible. If you're in a van or whatever, they're less likely to see you. Because sometimes they set up checkpoints. When I was here back in the 80s, I went through a NPA checkpoint one time when I was going to Boracay, and you know, he didn't bother us. I gave him a sandwich from our ice chest. We made a bunch of sandwiches before we went. He didn't bother us, and I think I gave the guy like $5, and he just let us go. And then when we came back, he remembered us and just let us blow by. So it wasn't really an issue. If you treat these people good, they'll treat you decent for the most part. Is it safe traveling to those places? It can be scary sometimes because you don't know what to expect from these people. Don't show off your wealth. You know, don't throw money around in small towns wherever you're at. You know, don't be showing your wealth. Just don't do it. You know, like it's just a good idea to always keep that profile very, very low here in the Philippines. Also, guys, when you're seeking out properties, take a look at the cheaper properties and see if, you know, it's just a paint job fix up and maybe a toilet replacement, or maybe you need to throw an AC in there or something like that. Sometimes you can find some good housing in good places, and sometimes you can find a house and you can live fairly cheap. Like around here, you know, if you guys need help finding places around Tracy Martira's, General Trias, and Indang, we can certainly help you find places around here. That's a definite. So guys, be careful here when you first get here. Don't be naive and think you know everything about the Philippines, because you know, if you haven't been here before and you just read stuff online, just be careful. Be on top of things. Keep your eye open for pickpockets if you're around Manila. Manila's not as bad as people make it out to be, but there are sections that are bad. Most of Manila is not that bad. Don't go down the back alleys. Stay in heavily populated areas that are heavily trafficked and walked. Don't go down these back alleys and stuff like that, and you'll do pretty well. You'll be okay. You know, so and carry a little bag with you also when you're traveling around. Keep your toilet paper in there. Keep an extra battery for your phone. Things like that. You want to carry all that stuff in your little bag, but especially like wipes or toilet paper you want to carry with you. Also, Imodium D, paracetamol or aspirin or Tylenol. Carry that stuff with you, especially the ammonium D, because you never know when you're going to need it. Your stomach starts turning out there and you can have an accident that you don't want to have, trust me. And I've heard of people having them, because here you're more likely to get some foodborne illness or something like that, so be careful. And also, guys, Magic Jack. Put the Magic app on your phone so you can get phone calls from the United States, and you can call the US just by using the data on your phone with the Magic app. If you bought the Magic Jack is okay to use, okay? But it's more for home, and you really don't need it once you put the Magic app on your phone, okay? So you Magic Jack users out there, make sure that you put the Magic app on your phone, because you're going to end up using that way more than you do the Magic Jack itself. I put the Magic Jack in my drawer. I don't even use it anymore because the Magic app is so good. And yes, it does. The phone calls do break down sometimes because of the internet here and stuff. So it's not Magic Jack's fault. It's the Wi-Fi or whatever. Most of my phone calls go through pretty good. They're pretty clear and they're reasonable, and it's reasonably priced. Do they have other things out there that you can get? Yes. All of them work fairly well, but I'm a big Magic Jack fan. And also, guys, for you guys back in the States that are going to be traveling back and forth to the States to here, Magic Jack also has a new cell service, okay? And you can buy it, you can look it up. It just came out within the past week. So you may want to take a look at that if you want to do something like that. You can get cheap services for, I think, as little as $15, I think it is. That's really cheap for like 500 minutes, and you can get more. You can upgrade the service. I haven't gone onto that site to look at that yet, but they did send me a thing the other day by email to let me know about that. So I don't know that much about it, but I'm going to throw that out there, because if you're somebody that's traveling back and forth and you want to have a service, that might be the one to get. And I know I'm going to get this question. Can you send will the codes go through from your bank on that Magic Jack cell service? The answer is, I don't know. You'd have to ask them, okay? So I don't have the answer to that, guys. But also when you get over here, guys, if you're on the SRRV, you can get the Philippine ID card. You can get it. You're on the list. But right as of now, they're saying that you can't get it until they say it's okay. But sooner or later, they are going to open it. I'm going to try to fight to actually get that opened up to us, because we are eligible and we should be able to get it now. And I think if you fill it in online, you may be able to just take that to the Philippine National ID offices that they have at all the malls and stuff like that, and you might be able to avail yourself of that card. You may have to check in on that, but we are eligible to get that card if we are a SRRV visa holder, okay? So that's one of the things you want to remember. And remember, for the tourists, you get the ACR card after 59 days, and you pay $50 to get that. And for also, just to repeat this again, SRRV holders can get the Philippine license, and the PRA does help you. The Philippine Retirement Authority does help you with that. And there are discounts for PhilHealth, things like that. You get a 5% discount. You can ask them about what discounts they have, or you can go to their site, and it talks a lot about that. And there's a lot of help that the Philippine Retirement Authority will help you with like finding maybe assisted living homes or things like that. When I was at the office, they had all this stuff that they help you with. Take a look while you're in the office at the Philippine Retirement Authority and ask them what they do. There's a ton of stuff that they do that they don't advertise very much, but that they do help you with. So check all that stuff out, guys. And to all you newbies, welcome, guys. You know, because we're here for you 100% at this channel. And if you ever need help or anything like that, you can always call me or put it in the comment section. Hey, Steve, I got a question. And usually I'll try to answer it if I can. I can't answer everything. I try to answer as much as I can. But anyway, guys, God bless. Take care.